Hi, and welcome back to another edition of Gunners Are Us. In this edition, we'll be talking Brighton versus Arsenal, and we'll be going through the Mikel Arteta Press Conference. And with that, let's get on with the video. So it is the New Year's Eve match between Brighton and Arsenal happening this weekend, this Saturday at 5:30, and it's got to be a cracking game. So we go into it, first position, 15, played 15, goal difference of 24 and 40 points on the board. And Brighton are in 7th position, played 15 games, and 24 points on the board. So Brighton midfielder Moses Caicedo is banned after accumulating 5 yellow cards. So it will most probably be Billy Gilmore's first league game for the club. Danny Welbeck and Adam Webster are both ruled out by injuries. That's for Brighton. Alexis McAllister is not expected to be available following his post-World Cup break. And Arsenal could welcome back Emil Smith-Rowe and Takehiro Tomiyasu, who are nearing respective returns. Gabriel Jesus and Reece Nelson remain sidelined. And let's look at the form guide. So the last form guide, let's see. Form guide. The form guide is Arsenal have won their last 5 matches, I believe, and Brighton are on a good run of form as well. So let's go into the Mikel Arteta press conference and see what the boss has got to say with regards to Brighton. So this is the Mikel Arteta press conference, and firstly, there's been some sad news with Pele, world-renowned, losing his life. So on the influence Pele had on Arteta, everything I've seen of him was through videos and people who know him personally. He was someone who changed the dimension of world football. He could do everything. He was probably the most complete player the game has ever seen. It's a big loss. We've had 2 big losses with him and Maradona in the last years. On if the Brazilian players in the squad have mentioned Pele's legacy, we talked about it the other day. Obviously, they are very emotional because he's one of the most popular figures in Brazil. It's a big loss. On team news ahead of Brighton, everything is good so far, apart from the players we already had out. Everybody has been training well. And if Tomiyasu is any closer to returning, yeah, he's getting closer and closer. He's been training with us, so he's available. On what lessons he's learned from the League Cup defeats against Brighton. They're a really good team. They are playing at a really high level. They're a team that dominate almost every phase of play that is relevant to dominate a football match. They have a lot of confidence and play with their own personality. I know the coach really well. He's someone I've followed for a period and he's doing really well. On how pleased he is to see Nketiah stepping up. That's what we need from the players. We had a big blow with Gabriel Jesus. Now, having him had a big impact in the team, but we always said that Eddie had the qualities. He needed the opportunities to show that he did that again on Boxing Day. On how it feels to be top going into the new year. very good, but my feeling is about tomorrow. Playing well and performing at the level that we're going to need to win the game against a really good side. That's the focus. We are really happy with where we are. But as I've always said, there are a lot of things we can still do better and improve, and we have to show that in the coming games. On how challenging he's expecting the game to be, it's always a really difficult and tricky game. They have a lot of individual quality, a lot of composure on the ball. They are a team that are really aggressive, and they will ask some big questions. We need to be at a really high level to win the game. On De Zerbi's impact at Brighton, and if Arteta has noticed changes since Potter's left. Yeah, every manager has his ideas and is different. You could see a lot of similarities with what he did at Sassuolo and at Shakhtar as well. He has his way of understanding the game, and it's always that type of game. On how much closer Smith Rowe is to returning to the squad, very much. He's made some big steps in the last week or so. He's taken part in a few training sessions lately and he's looking good. We're looking forward to having him back soon. On the front three, all scoring on Boxing Day, and how much confidence that brings with Jesus House. It was just one game. We need to show the consistency and capacity to do that every 3 days. We have another opportunity to do that against Brighton. On Arsene Wenger, after he attended the match on Boxing Day, it was a great day, a really emotional day. It finally happened, and it happened in a natural way. I think he got what he deserved, which was a big ovation from our crowd and a really good feeling of welcoming from everybody the moment he was around the stadium. I'm really pleased with that because he absolutely deserves it. On if a transfer for Shakhtar Donetsk, Mikel Mudryk is likely to happen. I cannot talk about players that are not ours. On Saliba recovering well from giving away a penalty against West Ham and how important it is to secure his future. We have a few of those where we are willing to extend the contract. William is one of them. In the months he's been with us, he's shown the quality and the personality. He has to play at the level that we want. We are trying to do that because we know that he can be a really important part of our plans. On if the contract talks are progressing well, I hope so. That's more for Edu and the board to discuss with him, but what I know is that the player is really happy, the player wants to be here, and that's the main thing. On the supporters creating energy at home and what the good away form is down to when they are outnumbered. Our away supporters are louder than the opposition's home fans. We still have a huge support and a lot of people traveling with the team. The supporters have been extraordinary away from home. It's a different atmosphere. We have played some big games already away from home this season, and tomorrow will be another one. On if the players understand the mood of big games better this year. Yeah, you can improve, but every game is a challenge. Every context is different. And tomorrow will be a very special day. It's on New Year's Eve. I'm sure the stadium will be pretty loud, and I hope we are ready for that. On what transferable themes he sees when he studies other sports. I love sports. I'm interested in meeting people, and we are really lucky because we have the access to do that. We manage to do that all the time, to exchange opinions, experiences, and ideas with other coaches. And that sums up the Mikel Arteta Press Conference. So what we'll be doing let's just get up. Let's get up. The form guide for Arsenal. The form guide is, let's see. Going into this match. Arsenal's won their last Premier League match away to at home to West Ham 3-1. Prior to that, they had a 2-0 defeat to Juventus, and that is the results. Prior to that, they had the 2-1 win against AC Milan and the 3-0 win against Lyon. And all the way back in 12th of November, we had a win against Wolverhampton Wanderers, which was 2-0. So that is the form guide for the Gunners. And my prediction now, right, for this match, I predict Arsenal can win this match. I'm going for an Arsenal win. Scoreline, I will say, will be 2-0. I'm going for 2-0 to the Gunners, and I hope that prediction comes bear fruit. So I'm going for a 2-0 win to the Gunners. It's going to be an interesting match, and that's the scoreline that I'm going for. So ones to watch out for from an Arsenal perspective, it's the front three, I would presume, of Martinelli, Saka, and Nketiah. Those are the ones to watch out from an Arsenal perspective. And from a Brighton perspective, the ones to watch out for, well, Welbeck isn't there, but they've got Trossard. And who else have they got? They've got a few other players that, let's see, Brighton. Who else have they got in that squad that are going to be danger men? Trossard, Lallana, March, Caicedo, but I don't know if Caicedo is going to be playing. So those are the ones to watch out for, I would say, from a Brighton perspective. So we've gone through the Mikel Arteta press conference, and we've gone through the Mikel Arteta press conference, and we've gone through our match prediction and some stats around the game. And so that's it for today. What we'll do is we'll do a round up of the games played on New Year's Eve. We'll round up the games played on New Year's Eve in another video, which will be coming out shortly after all the New Year's Eve fixtures, and we'll round up all the games and see where Arsenal stand. We will be first in the Premier League come what? The start of next year. So it's onwards and upwards, hopefully, for the Gunners. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.